Okay. Okay, guys. So welcome to our meeting today. I was looking down based on last week, and it doesn't look like there's really any new announcements, about the challenge packs. The only other thing I saw that looked exciting is the coach tracker, that it looks like the higher level 5 and above checking it out. And I saw David posted something. I didn't actually read it closely to see what he said about it. But I'm excited about that. And I don't really fully understand the processes, how that's going to mean, like we're working with Facebook and that, but it looks super cool. I remember hearing about it at Summit. So stay tuned for more info. I'm sure David will have a lot of updates on that. And then Julie Cullen, holy cow, she is blowing it up before, what's today's date? Today the 10th? Yeah. And she already has 10 points. So that is fabulous. Super cool. And I know we're all working in our team cup, so hopefully that will get us all on the board as well. I'm off to a little slower start than typical, but we'll get there, I'm sure. So today, the things I wanted to go over are, when I come up with these meeting ideas, it's basically a pulse on what I feel like we need, what I need. So I'm assuming you guys are in the same boat, or any of my personal development or wake-up calls. So the last couple, I know a lot of you know, I'm always like entrenched in learning, whether it's podcasts or wake-up calls. I re-listen to them 1,000 times and keep hearing a different message. So I started reflecting, thinking, okay, what do you guys need? It's still the beginning of the year. And Laura needs coffee.
I got coffee.
Yes. And what do you guys need? It's the beginning of the year, and how are we going to get this going? So I've given you a lot of tools. I put the little power hour chart in the group the other day. I've told you about the business activity tracker we've done, Evernote. So there's a lot of tools, and then we know the vital behaviors and all of that. And then I heard a wake-up call. I think it was Allie Upham not long ago. And her topic was about getting real. So that paired with a book I'm reading by John Maxwell, Intentional Living, by the way, totally recommend it. It's perfect. But anyway, that paired with that and some YouTube videos had me develop today's meeting. And let me preface this by saying, I don't ever intend for my stuff to be my way or the, highway kind of thing. These are just things that I feel strongly about. I'm going to obviously follow them. I think they're have a lot of value. Take what you need and share with it with your group and run with it, whatever's applicable to you. And I certainly encourage you to get your folks to listen to the replay as well. So with that said, we have all these tools, but unless we have these 3 core things, I feel like none of those tools are really going to make any sense for us. And so the first one is belief. And I want you all to write that down. So, okay, we've heard this word before. We know the general definition of it. But at the end of the day, no matter what we have, no matter what tools we have in place, if we don't believe in ourselves and what we have to offer and what value we give to people, and know that we are here to make a difference and we are going to add some value to their lives, and that we're here for a purpose and we're here to help. If we don't believe in that, nothing else will really matter, because at the end of the day, everything else is going to be misconstrued. Our posture is going to be off. The way in which we deliver things will be off. And so it truly starts there. But in addition to that, that also extends into our business. We equally need to believe in the business, the Beachbody business, the products, the programs, the mission, the general cause. And again, when you have belief in both of those pretty equally, you can guarantee success with this. But again, if you are lacking, for me, I think I struggle more in the belief in myself. I think that's a very common thing that we all judge and speculate and negative self-talk. And I think that's just so common, unfortunately. The products, the business, I could go on a mountaintop and scream to everyone that everyone should be doing all this. The value, the results I'm getting, the health that I'm getting, there's no, hands down, this is something I want to pass on to others to have that same feeling. So again, you have to believe your story matters. People need you. People in our groups or challengers we're the missing link, right? The coaches are the missing link that you don't get in any other program out there. You go to a gym, those coaches aren't with you, 7 days a week. And if they are, you're paying big dollars for that. So that's the very first thing that, again, nothing else matters until you get that down. So, again, start with yourself. If you feel like there's a void there, even with no void, you could have the most confidence and belief system. Personal development is a must. Like, I can't understate that enough, that you need to be doing personal development. You have to heighten personal development when you get knocked down and when you are feeling not so strong about yourself. But you need it all the time to prevent those negative voices coming in to make you think otherwise. So that's the first thing. But on that note, I think a lot of folks get caught up in asking for money from people. So asking for money for a challenge pack or Shakeology or a program. And what you have to remember is that it's an investment that these folks are making in themselves. It has nothing to do with you. It's an investment they should be making because you're improving their whole future, their life, their family, their spouse. You are changing their world. And so $140, $99, whatever the case is such a minuscule amount relative to what you're giving to them. And again, it's an investment they need to make in themselves. It has nothing to do with us specifically. We play a huge role, but they need to make that investment for their health. So you need to remember that. And like I said, the fact that you're changing the course of their life. So that goes back to belief. The second one is consistency. So paired with the belief, you need to be showing up every single day to this business. And that means, and like I said, it doesn't have to be draining and all day long, but you have to show up every day. Success Club's got to be a non-negotiable for you. That should be a no-brainer, hands down. You're going to get it no matter what. 5 points is only helping 3 people. And in an entire month, that should be something that you set out to want to make a difference for those 3 people. And you want to have, the passion that you have today, you still want to have a year from now. You want to be there for these people. You don't want to go away and then come back and be half in and half out. You promised these people that you were going to get them to a certain spot, and you want to be there for them every day. So if you're in and out, you tend to lose their trust. They don't know when you're going to show up, and you promised, whether it's a coach or a challenger, that you're going to get them where they need to be. And then the other piece is quality. So I know we tend to get hooked up on the Success Club and numbers, and it's a measurement, and those are really, really valuable to help you measure progress and to make sure you're on track for building a business. But quality is so much more important than quantity. So you know what? If you make Success Club 5 and that's it for the rest of your career as a coach, and that's your measure, so be it. You don't have to be hitting these high numbers. It's more about quality, getting people results that they're looking for. The payoff's going to be so much more if you get somebody full cycle. It's not just about getting them to sign on to get a challenge pack and then you're done. You don't want to treat them like a number. Okay, good, I got Success Club, cool. You want to hold their hand and take them all the way. The easier part is really selling the challenge pack, although some days it doesn't seem to be the case. But the harder part is getting them results and helping them stick with it. So you want to make sure that you roll up your sleeves and get them the results and help them succeed. And that's going to, in the end, present referrals coming your way when you have loyal folks who trust and value what you did for them. So again, those 3 things, the belief, the quality, and the consistency. Like I said, all those other tools are null and void until you get this foundation, because this is the foundation. And we say this often, like, you don't want to rush this process. And like I said, go for Success Club 10 and 20 and 30 when you're not really having a strong, solid relationship with these folks. If it's too many that you can't handle, then that doesn't really make sense for anybody. So I say for everyone now, because like I said, it's the beginning of the year still, take a hard look, myself included, at yourself and like try to figure out, go back, there's some new coaches in the group as well. So for them, it's not really reflecting back, but it's an awesome way to start in the game to say, okay, here's how I need to set myself up for success. But for those of us who have been working it, go back and say, okay, am I really believing in myself? Am I really believing in the products? Figure out where the void is and figure out how to fill it. So like I said, podcasts, anything that resonates with you. A book that works for me might not be the right book for you because we're all in different spots. Sometimes I'm just looking to, booster my confidence. Other times it's about social media, all different areas, how to build a team and lead. So figure out where you are and, fill that void accordingly. Podcasts are awesome to listen to in the car, but like I say, it needs to be happen all the time, even if it's 10 minutes a day, not just when you need it. Excuse me. The other thing is the products and stuff. There's an awesome video. I think it was I'll put it in Team Resilience if I hadn't already. It's, I think it was a wake-up call by Shay Stanford, and she goes over the whole thing about Shakeology. It is awesome, and it gave me facts. I learned about this about a year ago that now I am so passionate, not only what it did for me, but then hearing about its qualities. It just, when you have that supporting documentation in your head, you go in with inviting somebody so much more confidently. It makes such a difference. So I'll put that in Team Resilience, but that's a really good thing to listen to. But I think for most of us, we see the value added from the programs just in the short amount of time using them. So I don't know if much of us struggle there, but go in. There's a bunch of stuff on the trainings, and there's stuff in the back office and a bunch of documents back there to help you. And like I said, the wake-up calls for me have been the best. They really have. I pick up something, like I say, listen to them 5 times over and pick up several different things. And then the quality and getting your getting your system down and making sure that you have the right people and seeing them through. And then you've got to remember, at the end of the day, you only want to work with those who, I have a lot of challengers who come on and then they fall off the face of the earth. I call them, I email them, I text them. At some point I have to let them go, right? Because it's not worth the effort, but they're not willing. So I just say that's really, those are the main 3 things. I just say rethink your strategy if in fact you're struggling with any of those and where you need to make adjustments. And if you incorporate those with the tools that are out there, it's a no-brainer success all the way around. So that's all I had for today, but what questions or what areas do you think, or is there anything else I can provide to you to give you more help in those areas? No questions? Makes sense? Okay. All right, then I think also too what I may do is put in Team Resilience like the week out. So now today I'll post the recording, but then I'm also going to post if there's any things that you guys feel you want these to be about. So our meetings, I want it to be the most value added to you guys and worth your time for sure. So if there's things that you need that you're not getting that you think a team meeting would help, whether it's a training or a webinar, whatever the case may be, please post that. I'll go ahead and do a post in regards to that, but feel free to give your input because that's going to help me help you. So that's it. If there's no questions, then I think we are good to go, and just keep rocking it in the Team Cup. All right, guys, have a good day.
Thank you.